The Adventures of Ghosthorse and Stillborn is the third full-length studio album by CocoRosie, released on April 10, 2007. The album received mixed reviews from critics. Recording. CocoRosie made their preliminary recordings for The Adventures of Ghosthorse and Stillborn in a barn in the south of France that they turned into a makeshift studio. The creaking echoes and sounds of the old wooden barn lend an otherworldly feel to the album. Running on a nocturnal schedule, the duo found inspiration in their surroundings. The distant sounds of animals, the hum of nightlife around, sounds of the night on an old-fashioned dictaphone. In an interview with electronic musician in 2007, Bianca commented, "I feel like it added the atmosphere of a lot of songs. A lot of things you couldn't do in a proper studio. It was important for the creative process to start out in this space." Quote, "Beatboxing was provided by the Cassidus friends Spleen and Tez and is featured on multiple tracks, including Promise and Rainbow Areas. Additional recording and polishing was done with the help of Valgeir Sigurðsson, the Icelandic producer famous for his collaborations with the artist Björk." Content. CocoRosie's innocent, childlike aesthetic turns their often dark subject matter of abandonment and abuse into haunting lullabies and unsettling operatic hip-hop melodies. In the song Werewolf, the sisters tell the story of their father, singing, "He's a black magic wielder, some say a witch," but show their determination to move on despite the pain. Repeating, "I'ma shake you off though, get up on the horse and ride into the sunset, look back with no remorse." The sisters reinforce their will to move forward in the song Rainbow Areas, declaring, "We're Rainbow Areas, evil come not near." The tracks Sunshine and Bloody Twins seem to speak to the sisters' memories of childhood, painting pictures of failed relations with peers along with brief glimpses of human connection. Many songs on The Adventures of Ghosthorse and Stillborn hint at past tragedies. The song, Raphael, shows the dark side of teenage sexuality with the story of a teenage player who knows all the right moves, but can only further damage an already shattered soul. The song ends with the pained repetition of the phrase, "Don't speak, I can hear you," near the end of the album. The song, Miracle, pokes fun at what the sisters believe to be the unrealistic idea of a boy and a girl staying together forever. While most of the album's songs recall a shared girlhood and revel in a renewed sense of self, the song, Japan, makes a broader commentary on the world with lines like, "Everyone wants to go to Iraq, but once they go, they don't come back." Another track that stands out from the rest is Girl and the Geese, a spoken-word track that tells the story of a girl who found she could talk to geese because they were once human like her. At first glance, the story may not appear to have a point, but in fact, it is a vivid depiction of how the Cassidy sisters see the world around them as magical and extremely personal. The sisters have made themselves endearingly vulnerable in this album by showing us not only the fantastical, exclusive universe they have created, but also the deep-seated insecurities that help to build it. In the song Animals, Sierra reveals the pain that accompanies her love of nature, singing, "I always knew I would spend a lot of time alone, no one would understand me, maybe I should go and live amongst the animals." CocoRosie bring us music like we've never heard. It's abrasive, unsettling, mysterious, and innocent all at the same time. It is as imperfect as it is honest. The Cassidy sisters ask only one thing: that you promise me that you'll cherish this tarnished offering. Artwork. The cover art for album was done by Pierre Giles, a French art duo. Much like CocoRosie, homoeroticism, religion, glamour, and myth are recurring themes in the work of Pierre Giles. The photograph for The Adventures of Ghosthorse and Stillborn depicts Bianca and Sierra in Victorian dress with Bianca kneeling at her own side. Dressed as a soldier, Bianca is no stranger to dressing in drag. She regularly performs wearing a fake moustache and appears dressed as a man in several music videos, including the video for the track Rainbow Areas. In an interview with After Ellen in 2008, Bianca expressed surprise and pleasure at never being criticized for her portrayal of gender, saying, "I find it interesting that as a female artist in this time, I can go in complete drag on a regular basis and no one really notices. Whereas an artist like Anthony, of Anthony and the Johnsons, was torn apart about his transsexuality in all of the first major articles written about him." Quote, reception. Adventures drew polarized reviews from critics, both criticizing and praising the group's vastly unique sound. Pitchfork gave the album a rating of 2.3 out of 10, calling the sisters self-impressed, and accusing them of being more interested in transcending genres than creating actual songs. They continue to bash the sisters, describing the lyrics as lazy, meandering nothings, after the review was published. However, Sterigum founder and former Pitchfork contributor Brandon Stoucy revealed on his personal blog that he had originally been tasked with writing the Pitchfork review of the album, and gave it a very favorably high score, claiming the review was pulled at the last minute and replaced with Mark Hogan's score of 2.3. Stoucy's review can be found here. http://www.thefanzine.com. Articles, music, 135, CocoRosie _the _adventures _of Ghosthorse _ and _stillborn _ a _review. Tiny Mixtapes found the album more tolerable, giving it a 3 out of 5. In the review, they give CocoRosie credit for being brave enough to produce such an album, saying they don't just push the envelope. They spit seal that shit, shove it in the mailbox, and harass their friendly local carrier until he's scared not to deliver their message. Quote, AllMusic gave the album a 4/5, saying that they find CocoRosie's fractured fairy tale sound still surprising 3 albums into their career. Quote, Drowned in Sound gave the album a 9/10, calling it their most fully realized, well-produced and melody-rich record yet. Quote, The Guardian gave it a 2/5, saying that CocoRosie seemed to have no interest in developing these fragments of ideas into a coherent artistic whole. Quote, Sputnik Music gave the album a 4/5, calling it pop music as it would sound from some demented faraway place. Quote, Buzz Sugar gave it a 3/5, claiming that the album is well worth a listen despite its flaws. Quote, Charts. Track listing. Rainbow Areas 3:55, Promise 3:37, Bloody Twins 1:37, Japan 5:02, Sunshine 2:58, Black Poppies 2:37, Werewolf 4:50, Animals 6:02, Houses 2:56, Raphael 2:48, Girl and the Geese 0:46, Miracle 3:35, UK edition equals 11:36 due to including bonus track Childhood. References